This is Saiyam Jain and this is my first tutorial of how to solve a 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube. Okay, so before you actually know how to actually solve a Rubik's Cube, you know the basics, how the cube is structured and what is made up of. Okay, so first thing you should know is that cube has 6 different sides: green, red, blue, orange, yellow and white. And the second thing is that cube consists of 3 layers: the first layer, the second layer and the third layer. Okay, now the third thing is that cube has 3 different types of pieces. First is a center piece which has only one color. It never moves and never changes. The second type of piece is an edge piece. It has 2 colors, for example this green and white. The third type of piece is a corner piece. It has 3 colors, for example this green, red and white. Okay, now we know the basic, now we're going to solve it. Okay, now I'm scramble my cube. Okay, so today we're gonna do a method called beginner's method. It also known as layer by layer method or LBL method. Okay. Okay, now my cube is totally mixed up and now I'm ready to go. Okay, first thing we gonna do is we solve this white cross by putting in all the white edges in the appropriate places. Okay, so when we solving the white cross, we know several steps. First step is to find an edge. Then second step is to connect the other color of edge to its appropriate center. And the third step is to connect the white part of the edge to its appropriate white center. And the final step is we have been made any mistake then corrected. Okay, here we go. Here is our first edge. Now we connect the other color of edge to its appropriate center. We connect it, and now the third step is to connect the white part of the edge to its appropriate white center. We connect it, and the final step is we have been made any mistake then correct it. Since there is no mistake, and we also see that one of our edges also complete, and now it's done for our third edge. Okay, here is our third edge, and we connect the other color of edge to its appropriate center. We connect it, and the third step is to connect the white part of the edge to its appropriate white center. We connect it, and the final step is we have been made a mistake then correct it. Since there is no mistake, now it's done for our last edge. This is our last edge, and we connect the other color of edge to its appropriate center. We connect it, and the third step is to connect the white part of the edge to its appropriate white center. We connect it, and the final step is we have been made a mistake then correct it. Since there is one mistake, we correct this mistake also. Okay, now we finished our cross. Now we move on to our corners. Okay, so corners also have a different set of moves. Okay, the first step is to find a corner. The second step is to make sure that the corner is in its optimum position. The third step is to bring the corner in between its appropriate center, and the final step is to place it in the corner. Okay, here we go. Here is the first corner, and we make sure that the this corner is in its optimum position. Okay, the optimum position is when you're looking at your cube, and the white center is on your top, and the white part of the corner is looking straight at you. Okay, now now this corner is in its optimum position. Now we make sure that the corner is in between its two appropriate centers. Since this is a orange and blue corner, and we make sure that this corner is in between orange and blue centers. Okay, now the final step is to place it in the corner. Since this corner is on my right, I will move it to my left, bring it on my right, place it in, lift it up. Now it's done for our second corner. This is the second corner. Okay, now we make sure that this corner is in its optimum position, since the white's on my top, and the white part of the corner is looking straight at me. And the third step is to take this corner in between its two appropriate centers. Since this is red and green, we take it over here, red and green, and the final step is to place it in the corner. Since this corner is on my right, I move it over to my left, bring out my right, place it in, lift it up. Now it's done for our third corner. Okay, this is our third corner, red and blue. Okay, since second step is to make sure that this corner is in its optimum position. Since this corner is not in its optimum position, so we'll bring it to its optimum position. Okay, we move this right hand side, and we take it side from this motion. And now you can see that this corner is in its optimum position. Okay, now the third step is to bring this corner in between its red and blue centers, and the final step is to place it in the corner. Since this corner is on my left, I will move it to my right, bring out my left, place it in, lift it up. Now it's done for our last corner. This is our last corner. Okay, now this corner is also in its optimum position, and the third step is to make sure that this corner is in between orange and green centers, orange and green center over here. And the final step is to place in the corner. Since this corner is on my right, I moved it to my left, bring it down, bring out my right, place it in, lift it up. Okay, now you can see we have done all our 4 edges and all our 4 corners in the appropriate places. Now we move on to our second layer. Okay, so for second layer there are some steps. The first step is okay, so the second layer consists of 4 edges, this and this, and the second layer is also have some steps. Okay, the first step is to find an edge which don't contain a bottom yellow sticker. Okay, and first you have to look this color, since this is green, and see the and align this, and see the seat center. It's either on your left or on your right, but in this case it's on my right. So I will, since this is on my right, I will move it to my left, bring out my right, realign the orange one, lift it up. Okay, now you can see that we have been misplaced our corner. Okay, now we place it in the corner. As probably you know, we have in first layer we bring it, we move it away, bring out our left, place it in, lift it up. Now it's done for our second edge. This is the second edge, don't contain any yellow sticker, center sticker. Okay, now we align this color. This is red, and in this case it's on my left, so I'll move it to my right, bring out my left, realign the blue one, lift it up. Okay, now we misplace a corner, bring it, move it away, bring out my right, place it in, lift it up. Now it's done for our third corner. This is a third edge. Okay, the bottom color is orange, and in this case this is on my right, so I'll move it to my left, bring out my right, realign the blue one, lift it up. Okay, now we see that we have been misplaced our corner. Okay, so we move it away, bring out my left, place it in, lift it up. Okay, now it's done for our last edge. This is our last edge. Since this color is red and it's on my right, I move it to my left and bring out my right, realign the orange, lift it up. Now we can see that we have been misplaced our corner. So we move it away, bring it down, place it in, lift it up. Now you can see that we have been completed our first layer. Okay, now we move on to our third. Okay, now we move on to our third layer. Okay, for third layer there are several steps. Okay, the first step is to make a cross. Then the second step is to align the centers, and the third step is to place it in the corners. The fourth step is to rotate the corner. Okay, so here we go. Our first step is to make a cross. Okay, so for cross there are several cases. The first case is a dot type case, and the second case is a L type case, and the third case is a rod type case. Okay, so I've been teaching you only dot case. Okay, so from dot case I will teach you all the 3 cases. Okay, so here we go. Okay, from dot you will do an algorithm from anywhere of your cube. Okay, so I will do this from here, move it my front, lift it up my right, move it away over here, bring it down my right, move it away over here, move it my front. Okay, now you can see that we have been getting our L case. Okay, now for L case you do this algorithm from here because there is an empty spot over here, and do this algorithm from here because there is an empty spot over here. It's our choices. You do this from here or from here or from here. Okay, so I will do this from here, move it my front, bring it out my right, move it away over here, bring it down my right, move it away over here, move it my front. Okay, now you see that we have been getting a rod case, and now at last we do our step. This is our final one. We do this algorithm again, and we do this. Move it my front, lift it up my right, move it away over here, bring it down, move it away over here, take it my front back. Okay, now you can see that we have been getting our cross. Okay, now we move on to corners, and now we move on to aligning our edges. Okay, so you can see that our two edges are already aligned, so we align these two edges. Okay, so we actually, what we need is to swapping these edges. We need to swap this edge over here and swap this edge over here. Okay, for swapping these edges we do this algo, or this algo can done from my right or from my left, but not from here, and not from here, not from here, and not from here. We do this from our unswapped edges, and here are unswapped edges, so we swapping these edges. For swapping these edges we do this: bring out my right, lift it up my right, move it away over here, bring it down my right, move it away over here, lift it up my right, move it twice, bring down my right. Okay, now you can see that we have been aligned all our edges. Okay, now we move on to place it in the corners. Okay, for corners there are several steps. Okay, the steps are the U move or U back move. Okay, U move means up moves, or it means up layer, moving your up layer. Okay, so we see that this corner blue and orange is in between blue and orange center over here. This corner red and green is in between red and green centers over here. This corner red and blue is in between blue and red over here. This corner blue and orange is in between blue and orange over here. Okay, so we see this is our red and green corner, and this is diagonal, and we use U or U prime move, and this is a blue red move, blue and red. So this corner is over here, so we move it, so we do a U move, take it to diagonal, and we do this step. Bring out, lift it up my left, move it away over here, we lift up my right, move it away over here, bring it down my left, move it away over here, bring down my right. Okay, now you can see that we have been placing our first corner, and we also see that this is a green red corner, and this corner is in between green and red. This is orange green corner, and this corner is in between orange and green, and this is a blue and orange corner, and this corner is in between blue and orange corner. And the final step is to rotate the corners. Okay, for rotating the corners we have been doing this step, and we do this steps from our right and end it up to my left. Okay, so we starting this step, lift it up my right, move it twice, bring it down my right, move it once, and lift it up my right, place it in, bring it down. Okay, now we do this step on my left, lift it up my left, move it twice. Okay, bring it down my left, move it over here once, and lift it up, place it in, bring it out. Okay, now you can see that we have been completing our two corners, and okay, now you can see that we have been completing our two corners, and now it's time for our next two corners. These are next two corners. Okay, so we see this yellow center, and we make sure that on my right and on my left there is a yellow sticker. Okay, now we see this green center, and on my right and on my left is no green sticker, there is only yellow sticker. Okay, so we do so just ignore this green one and must concentrate on this yellow one. Okay, now we do this step again, lift it up my left, move it twice, bring it down my left, move it away, lift it up, place it in, bring it down. Now we do this step from my right. Okay, now we lift it up my right, move it twice, bring it down my right, move it over here, lift it up, place it in, bring it down. Okay, so congratulations, now we have been done our cube. Okay, if you like my video, then please click that like button below, and if you have any doubt, then please leave a comment. Okay, I hope that you must enjoy my video, and I hope that you will enjoy my videos. Thank you so much for watching.